What's that? Sarah actually came through on something she said she was gonna do and did it? Mark the calendar.
There.
Batman, Arkham Asylum. Now this is actually my first and only Batman game I've ever played. And it's not that I've never liked them that kept me from playing them, it's just I never really saw the heavy appeal towards them. Mainly because I heard they were very heavy stealth games. And I suck at stealth games. Like, have a heart attack every time I get caught. Takes me forever to make a move. Get so caught up in watching one guy that I don't see the other one coming behind me kind of suck. But recently I finally finished playing Metal Gear Solid Snake, and I've recently started playing Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which are stealth games. Plus I've kind of been going through a Batman phase right now, so what the hell. And I feel like this in itself says how I feel about this game. I beat it in 2 days. Now normally I would complain that that means that the campaign or story mode is way too short, but that was not the case with this game. I played it for nearly 2 days straight. I couldn't put it down. One of the things I was so happy about when I started to play this game and heard was the lovely voice of the one and only Mark Hamill as the Joker. I love this guy as the Joker. He is the Joker. When I was playing the game and I heard those laughs and chuckles and the way that he would psychotically comment about the things that were happening in the game, I was like, oh yeah, this is the real thing. I found myself purposefully not moving whenever he would start talking because I wanted to hear him speak. I didn't want him getting cut off from a cutscene or another character talking over top of him. Mark Hamill playing the Joker, gold star already for this game. Boom, gold star. Another thing I liked was visually what happened to Batman as the game went on. Batman took visual damage. His chest was cut, the cape started to tear. I'm pretty sure he had like a black or bloody eye at one point in the game as well. It helps set the feeling and fact that Batman was going up against an island-sized army of murderers and psychopaths, and he was doing this alone and for a good while. I like it when avatars have a visual change to them as the game progresses. I like that. One thing that this game did that I actually like when games do is it took you out of your comfort zone. What I mean is, throughout the game you'll come across these stealth rooms, or predator rooms as the game calls them, and these are areas where you have to stealthily take out all of the bad guys. There are many ways you can do this. Sneak up behind them, take them out with a batarang, and then knee them in the face. Get the upgrade that lets you take them out Spider-Man style, exploding walls, glide takedown, lots of ways. And throughout the game, certain rooms would take away your ability to do certain takedowns or just work the way that you normally would. For example, one room was that you couldn't use the gargoyles in the area because the Joker had rigged them with bombs. Land on one and boom! It forced me to get on the ground and utilize how to do takedowns from behind characters. It forced me to pay more attention, watch them, where are they going, who are they talking to, who are they with, how easily can I not screw this up? Another was when Commissioner Gordon was captured by Harley Quinn. Your princess is in this castle, Batman! She's holding a gun to his head, and if you set off any of the other thugs in the room, he dies. Again, forcing you to actually pay attention, look, think ahead, instead of just running in, knocking a guy out, setting off everybody, running away, hiding, and starting all over. Couldn't do that. So taking you out of your comfort zone and taking away certain tools or the way that you would normally do things so that you could play the game more in its entirety was a very smart move by the game designers. There were a few things, however, that were out of place or didn't make sense in this game. One being Ivy's boss fight. What made this part of the game so out of place was there wasn't really any other boss fights except for this one and the last one with Joker. And what I mean by boss fight is those ones that have a very distinct boss fight pattern feel. Fights with Bane or Killer Croc didn't feel like Legend of Zelda boss fights like Ivy's did. And I mean Legend of Zelda boss fight. Ivy's was so similar to Twilight Princess's Forest Temple boss fight, it was uncanny. Another thing that made no real sense, or at least didn't really have a good purpose was something else that had to do with Ivy's character. And that was her homing plants that at one point were dotted around throughout the map. They would spit these goddamn little homing orbs at you, and they were goddamn near impossible to dodge. It wasn't until I died by one of these damn things, to my humiliation, that a hint popped up telling me that I could destroy the orbs with batarangs. Cause I would think of that. They just had no real point other than to be obnoxious, a pain in the ass, and to make it more difficult for you to sprint from one end of the map to the other. It was just a poorly designed obstacle. Now you also could destroy the plants by running up to them and punching them in the throat and destroying them that way, but I'm pretty sure the things respawned every time you left an area, so there was just no point in slowing down to get rid of them, just to have them pop back up anyway. Plus, after a while, I just took the hit from them whenever I ran past because I maxed out my health and armor way early in the game, so it didn't really bother me at that point. And speaking of poorly done boss fights, that last one with Joker? I don't even know where to start with this one. How about here? The fact that they so lost the point of Joker's character at the last minute of this game. I mentioned in my other Batman video, link in description, that Joker's whole deal with Batman is trying to manipulate him and trying to get him to drop all of his morals and codes and more or less get him to kill at the end of everything. And throughout the whole game, it's been about outsmarting Joker and slowly getting to him while using different tools and tactics and strategies leading up to him. So why, at the last boss fight with Joker and Batman, would you make it a brawl fest with not even Joker, but a whole bunch of PCs that you've been beating up the whole damn game? Yes, Joker's technically the last boss fight, but how much do you actually fight him? 3 times. By the way, what is it with boss fights in the number 3? But all you do is beat up a bunch of PCs, drag Joker's sorry mohawk ass down, punchity punch punch punch, whoops, he got up, and run around in circles until he leaves. Rinse, lather, repeat. Yawn. Honestly, the fight just before that with the 2 Titans and all those thugs took more of my focus and effort than this last fight with Joker did. And no, I don't mean Attack on Titan Titans. That fight, that scene was actually set up perfectly to be the end of the game. Joker is sitting atop of his homemade crime throne, watching Batman below duke it out with a bunch of murderers and psychos and titans, watching and waiting to see if he'll survive. What they should have done at the end of the fight, Joker has one last push to make Batman lose. Something like, oh, how about Joker has planted a bomb in the same room, and it's gonna go off in mere seconds. Joker then points a gun to his head and tells Batman to choose. Does Batman run away before the bomb goes off, saving only himself? Or does he stop Joker from shooting himself, but still get killed in the blast of the bomb? Batarang action, grabs the Joker, runs out of the building just before the bomb can go off. Kaboom! Game end. Or something like that. I will say, though, that when Joker did shoot himself, I felt that was very Joker-like. I laughed. I found it quite funny. But anyway, this game really was a good one, despite its 2 major flaws, I felt. There were a few more things I wanted to comment about this game, the negativities and the positives, but this is already getting to be a bit long, and I don't want to bog it down with too much negativity. Overall, the game was great. I would definitely play it again, but not to bother my time with those goddamn Riddler trophies and riddles. I f***ing hate those kinds of things. Things they add to a game just to make a player go back and keep playing the game doesn't really add replay value. It's just a pain in the ass. Got a whole bunch of little question marks flying all over my map, and I'm like, good God, they're like bugs, go away. Game designers, if you have a good game, good plot, good characters, good story, good mechanics, people will replay your game. You don't need gimmicks to make us go and do that. And there's your rant for this video. So thank you so much for watching my rant review on Batman Arkham Asylum. Be sure to check in on Tuesdays when Andrew usually uploads and Fridays when I, Sarah, usually upload. Until then, geek on. One more thing before you leave. I just got an email because I'm part of an email group for Fan Expo. Mark Hamill is going to be at Fan Expo this year. Most people are probably freaking out because they're like, oh my gosh, it's Luke Skywalker. That's the pitch they're giving him. I'm sitting here going, Joker's going to be at Fan Expo. I have to meet this guy. So that's definitely going to be something to look forward to in September. Woo! Mark Hamill, looking forward to meeting you, buddy. See ya.